First, we'll visit Sriwijaya, a kingdom that was crucial to the development of the region, but a kingdom that was also forgotten until about a century ago. In the early 20th century, academics pieced together stone inscriptions and Chinese written accounts to discover that a thriving maritime kingdom existed in Sumatra from the 7th to the 14th centuries. Srivijayan rulers were lords of water, governing a coastal kingdom that controlled the trade routes through the Strait of Malacca. They launched fleets of merchant vessels that brought products of Indonesia: gold, camphor resin, rice, aromatic sandalwood, and spice from the eastern islands to the markets of China and India. It's because of Sriwijaya that the Indonesian archipelago became the famous Spice Islands Europeans whispered about, a land of untold riches and exotic goods. In the days before refrigeration, anything that could preserve meat, or at least make it palatable when it was spoiled, was worth its weight in gold. And these islands held the world's only source of that most rare and mysterious spice, a thing with medicinal, even hallucinogenic properties. A single nut that has caused more spilling of blood than any other spice in history: nutmeg. People would kill for nutmeg. In the later colonial period, the Dutch will torture, murder, and enslave to acquire it. And Sriwijaya controlled all access to it. But trade had long been a part of life in the archipelago. 2,500 years before Sriwijaya was even founded, sailors were plying the waters around the island, following the trade winds that run south or north depending on the season, taking products to mainland Asia and bringing back influences such as Hinduism and Buddhism. Actually, by the time Sriwijaya was kicking around, it wasn't unusual for Indonesian kings to have an Indian Brahmin or two as advisors, or a group of Buddhist monks wandering their kingdom. Rather than running in competition, these religions fused, with Buddha joining the Hindu pantheon to create what's known as Hindu Buddhism. But unlike earlier trading states, Sriwijaya had coordinated merchant fleets. They would go north, stay for a season absorbing foreign influences, then return with cargoes of precious objects and travelers on commercial or religious missions. As a result, Srivijaya's coastal settlements became diverse, cosmopolitan places, with communities of Chinese, Malays, indigenous tribes, and others from Southeast Asia. But Srivijaya's real innovation was how it whipped the pirates and sea nomads along its coast into a merchant navy that locked down the sea lanes, controlling the spice trade. Sriwijaya didn't directly rule the spice-producing islands in the east. In fact, it didn't even care who governed the interior of its home island of Sumatra. As far as we can tell, they didn't even produce their own food. They extracted rice tributes from other islands that needed access to the Strait of Malacca, because spice and spice trading was that important. The spice expanded tastiness. The spice was vital for preserving meat. The spice must flow. So, Sriwijaya controlled the Spice Islands by becoming lords of water. But southeast of Sumatra, on the neighboring island of Java, was the kingdom of Mataram.